Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all, back with another quick breakdown prediction for a flyweight fight I'm looking forward to. Man, the flyweight division right now, like I've been talking about on this channel, it's popping right now. It's thriving at the bottom. We got a lot of potential, a lot of potential fighters coming up. Hungry fighters, and different styles too. A lot of these different styles that come in, they're bringing excitement to the division. And hopefully, they can work their way up. Even if these are fighters that don't, potentially get a fight with Valentina Shevchenko because they're so far down. I think even after like Shevchenko retires, this is the division that's coming up. This is the new blood that's being added that's going to help this division thrive, and help it catch up with 115. But right now, we got a veteran coming back, and this is a fight I'm looking forward to. I keep forgetting to mention her because I haven't seen her at 125 in almost, 3 years. Well, it was 3 years before her last performance this year, and I'm talking about Sijara Eubanks. Sijara Eubanks, she came in at 125, from the Tough House, and she was having trouble making weight, had to move up to 135 for a while. Didn't have too much success, so now she's back down after, really getting on her discipline, getting on her strict diet. She's back at 125, and yeah, she's taking on a very tough customer here. Made her debut just a few months ago, Melissa Gatto. It's going down against Melissa Gatto. I'm looking forward to this fight. This is a test for Sarge. Mostly a test in herself, to see if she can make weight and if she can be focused and if she can look like that threat that she did a few months ago against Elise Reed, right? Now, I know Elise Reed, that's a different opponent because she was at, Elise Reed was originally campaigning at 115, in the organization she came from. So it's going down, man. Like I said, I've been waiting to see her return, because Sarge, she's been calling out big names. She called out Macy Barber, JoJo, Jessica I. She didn't get any of those names, like I said, but she has a tough customer in Melissa Gatto. And I think it's a fair fight. I think it's a fair fight that Sarge needs to take on to see if she really is ready for 125. She needs one more test because this girl brings more of a threat than Elise Reed. Eubanks right now is 2-2 in her last 4. She's been campaigning, like I said, at 135 for the past almost 2 years, almost 3 years now. And it's been up and down. So she needs a test. She's been up and down. She's defeated Julia Avila, but then she lost to Ketlin Veria. She lost to Pandy Kanzan, and then came back and dominated Elise Reed. Like I said, and that was a fighter that moved up to 125 from 115. And, she was brand new to the division, brand new to the UFC, brand new to the UFC. So Sarge Eubanks has kind of been on that up and down pattern, that win-loss pattern. So she really needs to get back into the mix against a good test. And I think Melissa Gatto is going to bring that for 125. Melissa Gatto, been a long time coming for her. She was supposed to be in the UFC almost 3 years ago, but of course, y'all know she got that dark cloud over here too. Like, I like her style. I like her style, but she does have that dark cloud over here. She got popped about 3 years back. That slowed her debut down. She was supposed to come in at 135 too. I think she was supposed to fight Avila at one point, but that fight got canceled. A lot of cancellations. So now she's down to 125. Made her debut against Victoria Leonardo, who she stopped in 2 rounds. I mean, Victoria Leonardo broke her arm in that fight, right? So, yeah, here we are. Got new blood versus veteran. And that's what I like about this fight. It's a good matchup, Not the one I wanted to see for Sarge because she was calling out bigger names. But it's a good test. Like I said, it's a good test for her weight and her mentality at this weight to see if she can bring that energy. Going into this fight, Sarge, she is the shorter fighter here, but she's tough. She's durable. Great chin, she can throw hands, and that's the one thing. She can throw hands, but she won't let them go sometimes. I think she can brawl with you, and she can get those takedowns off of striking. So going into this fight here against a long, tall striker that's physically strong as well, tall, long, lanky fighter, Sarge, she has to get on the inside early. She has to fight a mid-range fight, and she has to fight a pressure fight here. She has to offset the feet of a tall, long striker, Melissa Gatto. Like, the minute Melissa Gatto tries to hold range, Sarge has to start moving the head. Start moving the head, jab her way in, close that distance, go to that body, and start working. Get those underhooks, press this fight to the cage, and get that clinch control. The shorter, thicker fighter in Sarge that likes to brawl, she has to take away the space, take away the real estate of the long, tall striker. So just press her to the cage, work that body, get those trips and takedowns, and maul. Get this fight to the ground and make it as many rounds as you need to get it out of there. Sarge, like I said, her cardio still might be in question here. So she might have to fight a good pace fight, where she can just lay and pray at times, but get those big shots in. Because the bigger the shot she gets in on the ground, the shorter the night she's going to have. So the bigger the shots, the bigger the strikes, the bigger the elbows, the shorter the night's going to be. So she really needs to go in there with the intent to stop a fighter like Melissa Gatto, in my opinion. Fight smart and, pick those shots and keep that kill switch on, but don't gash yourself out. I'm not saying that at all. Like, she doesn't need to swing wild and just go in there and overexert herself. You don't have to overexert yourself to get a knockout. Knockout comes by playing your chess pieces right. Going for that checkmate. And I think somebody like Sarge, her game should be to go in and brawl, close that distance early, get the fight down to the ground, and, land big shots. Make that statement to get these rounds. Another thing I would say for Sarge is, work those leg kicks. I think Sarge, she has some decent leg kicks. She's has some good head kicks as well. I remember that Deanna Bennett head kick knockout. Wow. You know what I mean? So I don't know if Sarge still, has been working on that. Hopefully she has. Like I said, she works with a good team, and Aaron Blanchfield and Tanisha Tennant and Caitlin Chikagan and all them. So hopefully, she's been perfecting her stand-up game. But this isn't really a fight where Sarge needs to be on the outside. Just work those leg kicks and body kicks, but keep this as a, maul and brawl type of fight, and just keep it as a ground and pound fight. Melissa Gatto, she's a long striker, so she needs to keep that distance. She needs to pop jabs out, needs to see some teep kicks to the body to keep that range. Work Sarge's body, test her gas tank out, take away her legs by going to that body and going to the calves, take away all of that energy, and see if you can draw Sarge into thinking you want to brawl with her. That can set up big knockout punches. Throw those little feints and make Sarge throw that left hook, and kind of throw it wildly and throw that right hand wildly, and she can come back with the straight punches down the pipe, and maybe try to test that chin for real. But like I said, just keep it at a good range. Chop away at the lead leg and stay away from the ground here. If they clinch up, Melissa Gatto, she has to be the one to go for that tie clinch and work these to the body. Chopping away at Sarge's body, I think, is the best bet, because Sarge has a great chin, and going to the body, you can really test her gas tank. Like I said, Sarge's gas tank hasn't been the best throughout the years, so going to her body is going to be the best bet, because that's where I think she's most, I think that's her weakest point, But overall, man, I think it's going to be a good, entertaining fight. Like I said, we got one hungry fighter, then we got this, we got a very experienced veteran in Sarge, who hasn't had the best path, going to 135, hasn't had the best track record as far as, discipline. But over the past few months, she's been talking real. She's calling people out. She's been, changing things up as far as her diet, mental and spiritually, all, everything, because that all makes a fighter as well. So with that being said, if I had to predict in this fight, I see Sarge winning this one. I see Sarge winning this one off of experience and off of her mauling style and off of her strength. I think she can get this fight to the ground. But I wouldn't be surprised if the striking became a problem and Melissa Gatto was actually able to get in some controversial rounds here. But I think as soon as this fight goes down to the ground, I'm going to have to go with Sarge, because I think her wrestling and her strength is going to be too much here. Like I said, working with Aaron Blanchfield and him, I think that's just a very, I think that's just like, I think it builds levels, because they get to work off each other. It's very, very good work that she's getting in. So I'm going to go with Sarge in this fight by decision. I think she can get it. She never really wanted to just finish somebody with knockouts or anything like that. But except for Elise Reed, because, that was just there, But I think a tough fighter like Melissa Gatto, she can go the distance. I think the experience level is just too much here. So, yeah, I'm going with Sijara Eubanks, guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Who do y'all got? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.